Hello everybody, so today we're gonna create or write our first model or data table. Okay, and I was thinking about, let's create something that will give us, we all love cars, so let's create something that will store some cars specs. Okay, so we open inside our API or my API app. Okay, we go to models.py and here we start writing the code for our table as a class based model. Okay, so we start by class and then the name of the class, let's say car specs. Okay, car specs. Okay, and we need to import here or inherit some functionality from models dot model. Okay, which we imported here. So after that we start creating our table fields. Okay, so what we really need to store about our cars. Okay, what specs? First, let's start by brand. Okay, car brand. So car brand is the field. We need to tell our server or our Django model what type of data is going to be stored here. So we start by models dot, I think it's going to be string and it's not going to be long, so the best thing to choose char field. This is character field, and we need to put some, I mean this takes a lot of arguments here, but what we need to put now, which is enough just to put some specification, is a max length. Okay, let's add a max length. So we'll tell our table this is the maximum length for this field. Okay, we're not going to talk about all this here. For example, blank, false, blank, null. This will make, it's like this, those are kind of specifications or configurations, restrictions, all of that are here. So like if we choose blank and false, if when we store data here or when we send data to the table, if this field is blank true and null true, okay, then it will be accepted. If it's blank false, null false, that will give us an error. Okay, like a server error or no bad request error. Okay, so we're not gonna talk about these restrictions at the moment. We'll have another tutorial for all that. For now, let's just do max length and how many characters the brand would be. I don't think it's gonna be more than 50. So 50 is enough. What else we need to add? We need to add car model, and it's going to be the same. Char field. Okay, model can be maybe longer, so we allocate like 100 characters for it. What else can we add? Production year, maybe. Okay. And this also can be a chart field and can be a string. Okay, although it's a year, but it's okay. And maybe let's check one site here that I found and see what else can we do about car. Okay, so this car, yeah, we can write car body type. Okay, let's go here. Just trying to create some useful fields here. Okay, what else can we add, do you think? Maybe it's enough, but I'd like to add like engine type, for example. This is a engine type. Okay, so I think that's enough for now. I think those fields will be enough for us, to see how we manage our model, how we store data in it, how we get the data from it. So let's save that. As we know, or as we spoke about in previous tutorials, a model in a Django application is like a table. Okay, a table means it's a database, okay, that formed or formatted in a table, okay, which has fields with columns, like that. Okay, you can see it like that. And after we create any kind of table or database in our models, we need to do something to make our server acknowledge, okay, or format this database in such a way that will be stored in like an SQL form. Okay, it will be like translated from model, okay, class-based model, into a normal database like SQL, PostgreSQL, MySQL, or SQLite. So normally what Django uses in the local host is SQLite. Okay, so how we do that, okay, how we store those fields as a schema or as accessible database in our server. So we do that through migration. So after we write our model and our fields here, we create our table, we need to run the server and run migrations. Okay, make migrations and then migrate. So let's do that now. Let's open the terminal. Let's clear this and activate our virtual environment. Okay, let's navigate to our application, project folder, and let's run the server and see if the server will give us a message telling us there's some data need to be migrated or something like that. Python. Okay, it didn't give us any message about the data because it's not a new app, it's within the app that we already created. So we know that after we create any model, now we need to run the migrations. So what we run first is Python manage.py make migrations, And if you look here, after we run make migrations, our server or Django server create model car specs. So after that, now we run migrate. Okay, so migration has been applied now. So how can we access this? We don't have any view, okay, to deal with our model that we created. And how are we gonna store data in it and see what's stored there? So before creating a view to deal with that, let's add this table to our admin panel so we can access those fields there. We'll be able to add and delete and see what's in our database as an admin. Okay, so to do that, we come to admin.py, and here first thing we import our model. So from .models, which is this file here, we import car specs, which is the model. Okay, and then what we do is we need to we need to register this model in our database. So what we do is we write admin.site.register, and what we're going to register, we're going to register the car specs. We save this and we run our server again. So let's go to our admin panel now. Okay, this is the admin URL, and inside the admin panel we need to see something called car specs. Here we go, this is it. Sorry. So this is the car specs. If we click here, it takes, there's no data yet. Okay, so there's zero data. So we have here something called add car specs. So we can come here, click on this, and you see here, can you see guys, here we got the fields that we can fill. So let's add some car specs. For example, let's get this. This is the brand, we know it's a BMW, and it's 740. So the car brand is BMW, model is BMW 740i, production year we can check here, 2019. Car body, the car body is 4 doors, sedan. Engine type, fuel engine. Okay, so what's next? Now we can save this data. If we click save here, you will see that we have a new car specs object. Okay, what if we need to change this not to show here car specs object, because by looking at it like this we don't know what's inside. So we can change this from our model by using a function, a reserved function called string. So if we write here, we write the string, str I mean, and we need this function to return, this function must return a string. Okay, so what we need this function to return? We need this function to return, for example, the car brand. Okay, so we know that this car, when we look to our database there on the admin panel, we know this is a BMW, so we just need write car model or car brand, I mean. Okay, we save, we wait for the server to rerun, and if we go now here and refresh, well, it says same name car brand is not defined. Okay, because I did a mistake here. So in order to access the car brand, which is in the main class, we need to use self, the reference self. Okay, that's it. We save. We wait for the server to run. Come back here. We refresh, and as you see here, we got BMW. Okay, so let's add another car. We can add as many as we want for now. So what else do we have? Let's add this Mercedes, for example. So this is the brand. Okay, and this is the model. Year of production I think is 2019 also, and it's fuel engine, so 2019 fuel engine, I think 4-door sedan or something else. Yeah, it's the same. So we can save, and as you see here, we got another car, which Mercedes, and if we click here, we get to see all the specs, and we can delete, and or we can edit and save. We do whatever we want with it. So that's it for now. That's it for this tutorial, guys. With the model, we learned how to create a model, create some fields, add it to the database, add some data to it through our admin panel. So in the next tutorial, we're gonna work with views, and we're gonna create a view that will deal with it, so we can access the data and send and receive and add through our API endpoint URL and within our browser. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for your time.